Welcome to another episode of The Adventures of Danny and Mike, wherein the fellas discuss candy, Tamale mules, and rock t-shirt exchanges. Now play the music, Danzig.
Set up for Nickelodeon and for Pete and Pete.
Okay.
When Pete Davidson was dating Ariana Grande, I would get alerts all the fucking time, but it was Pete, like Pete Davidson.
That weren't relevant.
Right.
Not relevant.
And now, I guess Pete Wentz from Fall Out Boy, the bass player from Fall Out Boy, was on Double Dare. And shit's going off again.
Another
and
irrelevant.
It's just like, yeah, like Pete and Pete, Nickelodeon. And I was like, oh, and it's like, this one just popped up now. It wasn't even anything. It was just Pete and Pete. Nickelodeon was like, Mark Summers is so happy to know that you were a part of it. Your child. He was a part of your childhood.
Hello, Mr.
And then like you can just see in there, it's like other shows like Pete and Pete. I'm like, oh fuck, that's why I gotta like really refine.
You're getting taken to town by.
I'm getting taken
SEOs.
to town. It's really pissing me off.
SEOs are taking you to town.
The Pete Davidson Ariana Grande thing was a little too much. Made me feel like I was living.
It was a little too much.
Living their life.
It was a little too much for Ariana Grande, apparently. Which is tough because with a name like hers, you think she'd be able to take it.
You know,
a big take because it's Grande.
I think on that note, welcome to the Adventures of Danny and Mike. To my right, Mr. Michael C. Morona.
The C is for
capsule. Don't take it.
And to his right, Mr. Danny Tamborelli.
The T is my beginning of my last name.
Great. And my name is Jeremy. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Appreciate having you. Gentlemen, how are you? I don't want to make a big deal out of this, but
make a big deal out of what?
There's some tech stuff happening. We got some video making happening. Yeah. Woo. Very excited.
Could we generate some time code?
I can.
It'd be great if you could generate some time code.
It's yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there one of these days.
Yeah, the nice setup, Jeremy. I'm looking right into the camera.
Yeah.
Shouldn't do that. Rule number 1.
Hello.
Acting guys, you don't look in the camera.
Hello, Chinese intelligence services.
So Rakumen is taking care of this streaming capability on their 5G.
Who? Oh, Foxconn is building a 8K 5G.
The three big companies in Japan that are doing the 5G right now. Rakumen, I think.
Rakuten?
Yeah, Rakuten.
They make wheelchairs and strollers.
And you can win money in their booths, apparently.
No. It's something different.
What booths?
What booths? I don't know. They had a commercial on TV, and if you could pronounce the name correctly, they just give you a wad of ones.
Get out of here.
Yeah. So if you see one of those boxes that say "Guess my name," make sure and do it.
What? Can you spell it?
We're talking different things here.
Yeah. Can you spell it?
Rakuten. No, it's wrong. Rakuten.
It's not Rasputin. We went through that last week.
Yeah, no more Rasputin TikTok. Actually, I posted on the internet that I thought that was the closest to a Last Podcast on the Left episode we'll ever get.
I would have to agree with you there.
In that I didn't research it at all. I think it's different, but other than that, I guess it was because it involved a lot of preservatives.
I can't find this company, but it popped up on my feed today about that they were going to take over 50% of the 5G in Japan. So it just, just bringing it back to something that nobody cares about right now because I can't even think of the name of the company. But.
Well, welcome to the Adventures of Danny. My name's Jeremy. To my left is Danny, and to my right is Michael.
That's we're going to restart it. You know what I'm doing? I'm drinking right now. Shout out to the great South Bay Brewery.
Yeah, great South Bay.
You're drinking a shout out?
I'm drinking one of these mango special beers. So they're delicious, and it's hydrating, and it's fruity, magical deliciousness.
I'm drinking a Pilsner Lager, which makes no sense because I thought that those were just two different kinds of beer.
Well, you can put the two together and create whatever you're drinking.
A plogger.
That's a bad...
It
would be a pullager.
A Pillager.
Pillager sounds a little bit better.
Pillager.
No, that's a pillager. You're thinking about somebody who raids. What's crazy is that we had come up with this company a long time ago. This was $1 billion idea before they had ever been thought of,
Right.
which was a Greenpoint centric back in the early aughts when Greenpoint was emerging as a polluted wasteland. Pierogies, which was going to be yoga, Pilates, and pierogies all in one place. And we had the perfect place for it and everything. And
what happened to it? This was $1 billion idea before we were a podcast.
It's true. It just never went through. I actually spent all my money on the radio station that plays Toto's Africa 24/7. So I never had any more capital to invest into the $1 billion idea. But that was $1 billion idea, pierogies. So the other day, G said, "I want pierogies," and it sounded almost exactly like
pierogies.
Yeah, it sounded exactly like
pierogies. Just sounds like edible pillows to me. That's what it sounds like to me. That's where my brain goes to.
I'm
really
Mike Lindell for pierogies. I had trouble waking up with pillow indigestion, but once I got to say, shout out to the people in the MyPillow commercial for doing the worst acting I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
you are worse than the filter.
It's an infomercial ad. They're never good.
Yeah, you are worse than the guy that tells you.
It's a step up from industrials, which are the worst. Those are the absolute worst that you can do.
Ooh, I would say prescription drug industrials are probably the worst.
Yes, but it's a type of industrial. Yeah,
I did a couple Pfizer ads, which I was not proud of. And it paid well, and it was all good.
It paid for all this new equipment.
That's right. Yeah, it did not. It paid for a little food and a little housing, and that was about it.
Please stop blaming my sponsor, Jonas Pfizer, for the opioid crisis. It's not his fault.
Oh boy, there's a lot of blame to be placed though on Pfizer, especially. Fuck them. We haven't hated brands in a long time. I was talking about this to
that's definitely a brand.
Yeah, I was talking about. We had a friend in Shanae who does another podcast here and called. Press Send podcast. Check that out. But she was talking about ads and all this stuff, and it's not on the board, boys. I'm sorry. Jesus.
I just figured it would be not an official podcast if it's not on the board. Seltzer Kings, buddy.
But yeah, we were.
At least we lost the Harry Bros one.
Yeah, Haribo's is gone. Yeah, that was an old idea of the awful DJ fellas to do a.
It was just a podcast about candy,
about Haribo candies. There's so many varieties. You know what I mean?
It's Michael and Tom eat snacks strictly with Haribo.
Mm-hmm. Different varieties, yes, absolutely.
White people need to really do things with their lives besides watch old TV shows and eat candy, because you could just do a podcast about getting out in the world and fucking volunteering. Jesus, what's so interesting about watching every episode of Sex and the City again?
Well,
as guys,
that's part of the thing. But they have a very good listener base and people seem to love it, and it's for the same reason that you still talk about Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon and Hayuga. What's that one? Hayuken. Yeah.
That's a video game. You're talking about Street Fighter.
That's what I'm saying. Like any of that stuff, it's just fandom in general is my thoughts. But.
You missed a perfect opportunity to mention something about the A-Team and Michael's fascination with it.
It's not a fascination.
You just love it. It's fandom. Yeah. It's the same thing. That's what he's talking about.
But I'm saying some people didn't grow up eating every candy or watching every episode.
That's fine.
Right, but there are people that did, and those are the people that,
maybe
are enjoying the podcast.
Maybe I was getting
Or maybe I'm not. Maybe like someone like me who wasn't able to eat all those sweets can now listen to a podcast. Who can listen to a podcast and be like, oh, wow.
Wow, listening to that for an hour is so much better than going out and just buying the candy and eating it myself.
And my dental bills are so much cheaper now.
It's almost like I can watch this TV episode of this show and not listen to this podcast recapping this episode of the show anytime. But at the same time, I understand. There's probably a Gilmore's Girls one out there that
the Gilmore guys.
Gilmore's Girls.
Gilmore's Girls.
If you just pluralize Gilmore's,
it's the Gilmore guys. It's
is
a thing.
It true?
Yeah, it's huge. They're huge.
Yeah. We've heard.
Yeah, they're very big.
Yeah,
or they're popular.
Well, big is. Let's do something with our lives.
I'm not throwing eggs at any other podcasts right now, unless they're ones that are crappy ones.
I spent a lot of my teenage years shitting on things, like shitting on music people like, shitting on things.
Which
it's like,
did you ever get arrested for
honestly,
shitting on,
like,
for shitting on
I don't want to
anything?
shit on our booking agent, but the fucking NSYNC, all that shit, all the Backstreet Boys, I hated it. I still don't like it, and it's a thing now because it's funny to me. But
dude, Backstreet's back, all right.
yeah, all right.
Oh.
But
Hey, Mike, get out.
not leaving.
But my point is, I think in my older age, I just sort of let go and was like, you know what? I don't have to hate everything. I don't have to. I can just not have an opinion on it.
Maybe when I get to be your age, I'll feel the way you
Wow.
do. But
Next year.
That's messed up.
when I
That's messed up.
soften, you'll always be that much older than me. You
boy.
know? Yeah, maybe I'll soften up eventually, but
I was the kind of person that wouldn't let anybody like copy the music that I was listening to, or
did you walk
it was
around
never
with your
someone to
hands
be like,
over your
"Hey, everybody,
headphones?
check this out." It would be like, "Hey, what is this?" I'm like, "I don't know, man. You got to figure it out for yourself." Because
That's annoying.
that was the kind of piece of shit kid I was, thinking I was too cool for school at the end of high school and the beginning of college. Particularly college, because that was like the real time to whip your dick out and be like, "Hey, bro,
Oh yeah.
I know everything thanks to Spin's Alternative Guide 1995 book that
Which
I
you got for a
memorized,
gift.
that I got for a gift." Exactly.
As
We'll
a
probably
gift.
talk about that.
I wonder where that. I mean, I think it's a thing to fit in, right? It's just it makes you feel like you fit in more when
I don't know. I don't know what that was. That's
shit
such a
on other
stupid,
people's-
shitty thing to do.
Yeah.
I don't understand why
everything.
I did it.
Politics,
But I did.
relationships, everything.
Like, oh, cool. Like, yeah, I know about this stuff. If you know about it, we can talk about it. You don't know about it? Well, you better learn. You
Some
know,
things
what a
can
dumb.
be good.
Yes.
Some things can be bad.
Yes.
But nobody likes cinnamon raisin bagel with cream cheese and lox, except
Has to be somebody.
except
Except-
Cynthia Nixon.
Yes.
Oh, right.
Who
Right.
said, "Don't yuck my."
She liked the buffet though.
She said, "Don't yuck my yum."
I really like that you brought it back to Sex and the City by bringing Cynthia Nixon back. So I just
It's called a callback.
Is that what that's called these days? I wasn't sure. I just wanted to, just wanted to give you your kudos, Michael.
Mhm.
Oh, you can save those for my new podcast, The Kudos Boys. It's just where we
I used
eat
to
old,
dig on those kudos
yeah,
bars,
we,
man.
we eat old candy bars like
Peanut butter kudos bars.
whatchamacallits.
That's one of my favorite candy bars. That,
Really?
1,000 grand.
Yeah. Okay.
Whatchamacallit's
100
amazing.
grand.
I was more of a
Oh
roll.
yeah, 100 grand.
Yeah.
I've never heard
grand.
of
Wow, you had
1,000
10.
grand.
Yeah,
That's
you had
cool.
10 at once.
Covered in
Sorry.
gold leaf.
I was more of a Rolo guy, Caramello.
Big fan of Rolos.
More of the Caramello, the gooey, the dentist's dream kind of a consumer.
Guys, just making me just
You're making me regret that I
making me
wasn't in
regret
heavyweights.
That I wasn't eating. Oh,
I wasn't in heavyweights.
No, that's true. It is.
I was walking by the record store down here today, and there was a copy of D2 on VHS,
Son
and I
of a
thought
bitch.
I was going to send a picture and just rub it in a little bit, but I didn't. I figured I'd save it for the podcast.
Let me tell you something. You missed a $2 opportunity, much like you missed the A Team. You missed that. Would have been a very funny thing to pop out. It was a D2 VHS that then you sneak into my bag on my way out, like you
Right.
did the I Tanya.
No, you willingly
you
put that
did-
in your bag to take home, remember?
or
Because
no-
that was a gift from Michael.
Or like you
son
did
of
a
bitch.
sausage, or like you snuck a sausage into Jeremy's.
I'm not taking the blame for that. That's not me.
Pretty sure he
Was
did.
not me.
I'm pretty sure you did. Have I ever told you a story when I was in Chicago to see friends and Fish happened to be playing at Wrigley Field?
So the TV show Friends was having
Nope.
a live performance, and
Nope.
you decided to go to a jam band instead of seeing the most
No.
important 6 people. Of
I
the
was
90s.
hanging out in Chicago with my friends because Fish was playing at Wrigley Field.
My friends,
And that became
Captain
a thing.
and Malort.
No, well, Malort was definitely involved at some point. But we were pre-gaming, and I was getting drunk, and we went to this Mexican restaurant next to Wrigley.
Okay,
and
okay,
We
okay.
ordered some stuff.
Stop right there.
What?
Given that this is a Fish show
Yeah.
near a baseball stadium,
Yeah.
did you get arrested for having a lot of alcohol?
Oh,
on you?
damn it. No, I did not. I
Like-
learned my lesson from Boston.
Like Yawkey way.
No,
like
no.
the Yawkey way.
No. Gosh. I forget that I've only seen Fish in 2 baseball
You know,
stadiums, and I'm telling 2 stories about it.
In only 2 major league cities.
So we were eating Mexican food, and I ordered too much, and I got an extra tamale.
Ooh. Sorry.
and I couldn't eat it.
I thought that was.
I couldn't eat it.
I thought that was Fish's encore that night. Was extra tamale.
Oh, they're playing
let me
extra
tell you
tamale.
something.
Oh, they're actually-
Oh, they haven't played that since they recorded it.
Yeah,
dude.
bro,
They're
it's
playing it live
ultimate-
with instruments.
You guys
Ultimate
are just
rarity,
jumping
bro.
the gun.
Oh,
man.
sorry, I'm hating.
Ultimate rarity.
You guys are
Sorry,
just
go ahead.
going crazy.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
You don't know
Apologies.
anything
Apologies.
that happened.
Go ahead, Corn Man.
Well, the corn was flowy. I didn't eat the tamale. I didn't want to let it go. So I brought it inside, stuffed it in my pants, got it into
Wait, tamales are warm.
they are warm, but it was tinfoil.
Was it body temperature?
I mean, it was warm. Yeah.
Okay.
It wasn't like,
So this is a psychedelic rock show. Were you a tamale mule?
psychedelic.
Were you a
I
tamale
was
mule?
a tamale mule. I walked in there.
Tamale mule.
I put a whole bunch of Molly in there. No, that's not true. I didn't do that.
Tamale.
But I brought the tamale in, and we were, got to our seats and continued to drink.
Oh,
and
there were seats.
we weren't on the lawn. That's okay. I didn't
They
want
were
to be,
old enough to not dance anymore. They
We're just
the
we
old
just all
bones.
wanted to-
I get you. I
Everyone
feel
just
you.
wanted to hang. It's like, no, I don't need to be
You
standing.
just want to catch a nice hang. No big whoop.
That's what I always wondered about MSG because that's all seats and Fish loves playing in MSG.
Yeah, but that's and you have problems there where there are people who will be pissed off that you're standing in their seat. But like if you're a group of 20 friends and you take over
Right.
a whole,
They're just
they're
there
section,
for the
they're
Billy
like, "Sorry,
Joel
dude."
show the night after, and you're
Never.
trying to take their section.
Never. So we're at the Fish show, and we're like halfway through the show, and I realize that I have this tamale, and I'm,
I gotta dance.
up.
I gotta dance this tamale out of my pants.
I got this tamale here, and
Where
I
in your
broke it
pants?
out. It was in my
The front or the back?
front.
Okay, so like
Front.
where your gut under
Yeah.
your
Yeah.
Oh, it's
No, I had pulled it out. I had
protective
pulled it out
pouch.
by that point. I had pulled it out. It wasn't just in my pants.
was
the
this
whole
during
time.
college?
No, this was 2012, 2013.
Okay, so definitely way past
Holy
whipping your dick out.
2014, 2015. I'm not sure.
Way past whipping your dick out.
It
Time.
was around 5 years ago, I would say.
So the tamale is out.
So the tamale is out, and my friends see it, and they think it's very funny. I think
bet
it's
they do.
very hilarious. And there's a song they played called Tweezer, and usually at the end of their sets, they will play Tweezer reprise. And so it was no big reveal that happened. And my friends decided that if that had happened, I had to eat the tamale.
Ugh.
Even though it had been out for like 3.5 hours, I didn't want to eat it. And I ate it because they played it. And then everybody shouted tamale reprise. And so there was a song
Story
called
short.
Tamale.
Tamale.
I don't even know why I had to say it. What was the reason?
Bro, we're playing tamale.
What was the reason that I even brought that up?
Well, we talked about missed opportunities.
No.
Tamale mule. I don't know. That's all the notes I have.
Oh, sorry.
Great story, Dan.
But-
seriously.
Somebody at the show recently
What do you want from me? I don't know. I don't know why I brought it up. I brought it up for a reason.
sneaking it into the. Why were you sneaking it in again?
I snuck it in because I didn't want to throw it out.
Oh, and
You
they
didn't want to
weren't
waste the.
allowed- Oh, okay.
You
I
didn't
didn't
want to
waste
the
the food.
Right. That's good.
I don't want to
There
be
you
a
go.
food waster.
Oh,
right?
because then you couldn't use it against me at our live shows when you
Well,
tell some dirty secrets.
that's true. That is true.
Mhm. There was somebody talking.
I can't believe I don't know why I didn't why I said it.
Why I didn't eat the tamale in the first place?
We're going to go
I was
back and
full.
listen to it,
I was full.
and it's going to make
Addendum?
perfect sense, but the context for me now is gone.
So,
Probably because I got cut off so many times talking.
possibly.
Gentlemen.
Sorry. Who was talking about Fish recently on one of our tour dates? Was it somebody at work there or something?
The guy at Great South Bay was a big Fish fan. He was like, I've been to over 100 shows. I'm listening to every single.
guess,
I'm
that was
listening
Greg.
to every single. No, it was not Greg. Greg is the head brewmaster. Shout out to Greg who gave us a
Ryan?
F ton of beer.
Big shout
Ryan
out.
was
Ryan,
the big fish head?
Yeah, Ryan was a big fish head.
Bro, you were in charge of the brewery that weekend. Everybody else was gone for bachelor party.
Ryan
You
was
put a big fish head in charge of the whole operation.
Ryan's a big fish head. Yeah, he says that he listens to 5 or 6 shows a day, hoping that he can listen to every single fish show that's ever been.
Really?
Before
which I
he
think is pretty
dies?
intense.
He could
And I
make a
was like-
podcast about that.
He was like,
yeah.
"Do you like fish?" I was like, "Yeah, I mean, I used to follow him around and stuff. I've seen him over 100 times." And he's like, "When was your first show?" I was like, 12/29/97. He goes, "Wow."
Wait, that was
my,
the.
my
that was the
first
date.
my first show was 2012. And I'm like, well, in 7 years, you've seen as many as I've seen in fucking 22.
Mhm. And so you shamed him like we were just talking about.
I did. Yeah, I did shame him a little bit.
Yeah.
He's like, "Why did you, like?"
Oh, you've been
wanted
into
to
them.
know. He's like, "Oh, was it Coventry?" I was like, "Man, I don't. Were you alive when they like?" He couldn't be more than like 23 years old. I think this kid.
Coventry.
Well, that's kind of leads to my. I want to do a.
Where were you when?
Well, kind of, but no, I want to do like a man on the street thing where we find people, because the kids are wearing like the Thrasher shirts now and like the metal shirts and the AC/DC shirts, and I want to just have an iPad with some headphones and just be like, tell me what the name of the song is, tell me who sings this, and literally, because you could find more than likely the shirt that they're wearing they probably never listen to. That's my theory.
And what do you get? If
So
they
you
get
wanna
it right,
walk- you wanna walk
get
around
a
with-
thumbs up and a kudos.
You want to walk around and make
you don't
Danzig
know it?
fans feel ashamed,
Yes.
basically.
No, yes, but I don't know. We could figure out a gift. There could be a rock and roll mug.
Do you make them take the T-shirt off if they don't know?
Ooh,
Because
confiscate the rock.
that
shirt.
brings up
that heightens it. Yes,
That brings up a lot of
I like that.
problems,
I like-
particularly if they're under 18. It's a real problem.
Yep.
Unless you have, you do. We just keep the metal Danny and Mike shirts, and everyone who doesn't get it, they get confiscate the shirt, but we give them one of our shirts.
Yeah,
and they have to put that one
Yeah,
on
shirt
first
exchange.
underneath.
that's a great
It's
idea.
a shirt exchange.
Yeah,
Shirt exchange.
this could be a side
Okay,
pod.
and you get three chances. One, you could miss.
Right.
Anybody could mess up.
Look,
Yeah.
Jounce played a show with Dave Hill's band a couple months ago, and we played Problem Child because it was on election night, and by AC/DC, and he gave me the same look you just did. What's that song? I never heard it before. I'm like, Problem Child is a pretty big AC/DC song. He wasn't
I
wearing
would
a
lose
shirt.
my shirt on
but
that
what
one.
I'm saying is, right, so you got to have a,
But I hate AC/DC, so that's probably why.
Why? You hate Australia?
I've talked about this before.
You hate
No, I
Australia?
just don't like the music. It's cock rocky, and I just don't like it.
you have to listen to their first record. Their
Okay.
first record, Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap,
Oh, yeah.
is what you want.
Wait a minute.
But even that song irritates
Didn't
me.
we start by talking about how it's not good to hate things?
Yeah, we
yes.
did.
Yeah.
So
So we're not
Not doing
there
so
yet.
great,
We're
yeah.
not there yet.
Well, that's what. Yeah.
we got more growth.
But imagine like somebody in a Thrasher shirt ask him who Steve Caballero is, or obviously Tony Hawk they'd get, but like
Steve Caballero?
yeah, like any of these classic skaters. You know what I mean? Anybody from the
He's like Steve Caballero. I only know his cousin Marvin Caballero.
I thought he was talking about Max Caballero because that's
Is that a drummer?
oh
Max
from
Caballero.
the Roots from Sepultura. Yeah, there you
Sepultura,
go.
I think.
Been listening to a lot of Sepultura recently.
Yes.
It's not a bad thing for life. But anyway, yeah.
Anyway, I was just going to shame. I was going to jump on you being judgy that you didn't know that it was Max Caballero, not Steve.
Okay, so you've all established
look,
that
we're
we're
all-
posers that hate.
We're all hating
Yeah.
pretty hard right now.
Posers that hate. I'm hating on people who are making good podcast content with their lives about the mundane objects of everyday life. I'm so sorry that I chose to single you out with my laser beam of disdain. And I take it all back if I have that chance. And you can rewind it and never listen to this episode. Or you could listen to it. You could listen to it in a different way. You could watch it on our Patreon at patreon.com/Danny and Mike.
Oh,
with
The and spelled
Hell
out.
yeah,
And if
Dan.
you have a problem, you can leave us a voicemail at 347
yes, keep going.
85
Let's see if he can do it without the
347-450-8150.
steel trap memory. This Michael C.
It's not 470-8150. I'm pretty sure it's 9180.
For the listener, we had it written down for a long time,
4312.
and we all looked at the same place where it's normally written, and it's no longer written.
Please leave us a message at 347-470-8150 and let us know how you feel.
There you go. Yeah, we have a few of those. We'll go through one of these days in a new minisode. But so thank you to those of you who have done that.
And for those of you who haven't, we're waiting.
Guys, I had a moment where I'm trying not to be judgy, and I'm trying to not feel shitty about it. But on Monday, I had to take Kate to the doctor for some baby stuff. And I had to run an errand beforehand, and I was running to the train. And in this moment, I was like, I had my headphones on, I wasn't paying attention. This guy and I like kind of collided shoulders a little bit.
Oh, no.
And all of a sudden, I heard a crash.
Oh, no.
And the guy like yelling at me, hey, hey, hey. And it was some dude who
Was walking with 10 dozen eggs.
No, he was
Sheets of
walking.
glass.
He was walking with like alcohol, and like it was 7:30 in the morning, and he was carrying this alcohol, and he like dropped it. I must have hit him and knocked into it.
Oh.
He yells to me. I could have just ignored, and ran into the subway and been done with it. But I heard the break and was like, I turn around and the guy's like, "Oh, whoa, man! Like, this is an anniversary." First, he said it was an anniversary, and this is all after the fact. In the moment, I'm like, "Oh fuck! I just broke this dude's
Anniversary
shit."
present for my wife.
Right? And he's like, "It's a bottle of Hennessy VSOP,
Right.
$63 bottle," and I'm like,
what time of day was it?
"This 7:30 in the morning."
Oh yeah,
He's like, "Is there?"
just reminding
He's like,
you.
"Are there any other like liquor stores open right now? Like, I'm trying to head to work. Like, it's my boss's, and all these things are happening.
It's my boss's anniversary
in
with
that
my
moment,
wife.
right? Yeah, exactly.
He owns VS.
But I'm just kind of like,
It's his
I
initials.
don't know what I'm gonna do. And
But
the
what-
guys, I could see the broken bottle.
There was liquid.
and there was liquid.
Okay.
I didn't sniff the liquid. It
Right.
didn't really like. You would think if you broke a bottle of VSOP, it would stink. Like you would get,
Awful.
you would get some alcoholic
Right.
vapors happening. And he's like,
Or
he's
just
like,
the
look, he's
vapor.
like, it's $63, but like I can work with you, like help me out. And I was like,
You can work with me all.
like,
you can
I'm
work
like,
with me all day. I need an assistant.
This is not good. I'm like, now I'm in a pickle because I'm here, and I'm like, I don't have
Sorry.
any
Just have a Metro card.
cash on me. I'm heading there. I heading out. He's like, and he like looked around. He was like, that place right there looks like
Give me a Tinder.
they got an ATM, and you can go in there. And I was like, I don't know, man.
I'm just gonna go.
I went. I was basically trying to be like, I'm gonna go, but I went in and it was like, well, I'm just gonna like fuck around on this ATM for a second and be like, yeah, sorry, man, I don't have any cash.
Did you play? What song is that? Walk Like an Egyptian. You could play Walk Like an Egyptian on the.
That's
on
funny.
the
No,
keypad
I
for
didn't.
sure.
I didn't even put the card in or anything because he started talking to some woman, and I was like,
Now's my chance.
all of a sudden, I was like, this is all like
Yeah.
it's
This guy's
unraveling
This
right
guy's not
before my
married.
eyes.
This
like,
guy's not married.
7:30 in the morning, I broke his VSOP. Like, he wasn't as upset when he came in. He's not paying attention to me.
Hold on, Jeremy. Do you find it a little tough to believe that Danny's up walking around
7:30.
at 7:30
Yeah.
in the morning?
Why?
I don't
Why not?
because
Because
Danny.
it's not alternate side.
No, I mean
What are you doing?
my alternate side is 9:30 to 11.
I'm saying, what are you doing up so early?
No,
I had to go
gets
run
up.
errands.
He's
You're running errands
definitely
before.
yeah. He's
Go
an early riser. I'll give you that.
I am an early
I'll give you
riser.
that.
I'm up.
I've
I'm
never
up
been
by
that, and I probably will never
7:30,
be that.
8 o'clock in the morning all
Yeah.
the time. I go to bed at 3 a.m. and I'll be up at
Gotcha.
8 o'clock.
Okay, so you're trying to slip your way out of there without
I
getting.
look to see, and there's like the bodega back door, and I was like, man, if I walk through that back door,
Bodega backdoor
there's only there's a slight chance that there'll be a door that I can get out of because it's like
an alley.
something.
Right.
And I'm like,
Are you in Crown Heights?
I'm in Crown Heights. I'm right on President Street. And I'm like, I don't know how I'm going to get out of this. And I like,
Bye.
he's still talking to this woman, and I'm sort of like snaking out. And I'm like, oh, maybe he's not going to see me. And then he fucking sees me. And I'm like, sorry, man, I don't have any of that. And he's like, it's cool, man. I'm not, I'm not going to like slit your wrists or nothing. And I was like,
Oh, please
you know
don't!
what?
Please don't commit suicide.
Why did that come up?
I don't know. He said he was not going to slit my wrist. That is not suicide.
I'm not
That
going to
is-
make it look like you committed suicide
right,
or anything.
Right, exactly. So now I'm like, oh my God, like I don't want to be dealing with this dude. Like we're like 2 blocks from my apartment. Like, is this dude a local? Does he
Oh.
hang out here all the time?
Right.
Am I gonna like?
I'm taking my
We're gonna-
am I
pregnant
gonna
wife to
run?
get a baby
Am I gonna
looked
be
at.
running
We're
into
gonna
this
have-
dude a whole lot?
We're gonna have a relationship, me and this guy.
No.
He's gonna. Did you show him the son? At that point, I would show him.
I
the
didn't. I just
sonogram.
said I'm really late. I'm very sorry.
At this point,
I know
would
I
show him the
didn't hit,
sonogram.
and I know I didn't hit him hard like enough to knock it out of his
Right.
hands.
Right.
Also, like all these things are just flying through my head. Like this is wrong. He's shaking me down. Like this is some bullshit.
This is not even
I
a
pulled-
back door. This bodega doesn't have a back door.
Yeah, I pulled out $6 in cash, and I was just like, "Hey, man, this is all I got. I'm very sorry." And I like gave it to him, and he's like, "All right, I appreciate it. Like, I'll probably see you around." And I was like, "Oh, I gotta go."
Yeah,
I
you'll
was
get
like,
me. You get the other.
But you know what? I'm
59.
gonna be walking to the other subway station for a couple months. Hopefully he forgets who I am.
Wait till the kid is born.
But it was too early. Yeah. It was too early for me to like process exactly what was going on.
You got to show him the sonogram. Be like, you're taking sandwiches out of my kid's mouth.
If it had been 10:30, 11 o'clock, it had been an afternoon.
Right, with your brain on.
I would have been way more like, this is, because immediately, I didn't hit him hard, it broke. He yelled, but didn't like run after me. Like he was hoping that I would turn around. Like I did all the things I shouldn't. Like I engaged when I was like, But if I had really done, I mean, I know I hit him, but like he probably stepped into me. I wasn't paying attention.
Oh, definitely.
Like, he totally
that sounds definitely like he's done that a million times.
Right, and it's right in front of the bodega. Like,
so you knew it was
looking around, like, oh, this place has an ATM. He just So he got $6 out of me. So I hope he had a nice.
That was
lunch.
a good Monday.
I hope he had a good lunch or breakfast or something.
Yeah. Do you remember the?
That could be a breakfast sandwich.
Yeah, that's 2 breakfast sandwiches.
Do you remember the scam where the people would stand at the top of the steps of the subway? This was like a year ago, maybe 2, and this luckily I didn't knock them. So basically, they'll do that same exact thing, but there'll be 2 or 3 people, 2 people standing there, 2 at the top blocking it, so that when you're trying to go down, you bump into them, and then they'll fall down the steps and they'll sue you.
Oh,
so this was actually happening. This was actually happening for a while until they started breaking it. So I saw 2 of those people. We were working around this block, so I was just around the block, and I just saw them doing it. And of course, when I went home, I just
more than once
scooted past them. But I could tell, you could see that one was the cheerleader, one was the person who'd fall and would complain and cry, who fell down the steps and then blame the person. Like it's a system. It's like a whole.
How do we stop them?
I don't know. How do you get them? I mean, I would never.
New York City has to give everybody those gloves that NFL receiver wears. Remember, he's got those super sticky hands and everything sticks to his hands. So if New York City gives everybody those gloves,
then bubble boy suits.
If they give everybody those gloves, there's going to be SARS and all sorts of deadly diseases all over everybody's hands that are just zipping around.
Speaking of measles, I'm so scared. Please inoculate your kids.
Are you scared?
I am.
Yeah.
I mean, I spoke to the. G had a pediatrician visit today, so apparently he's fine because he had his vaccine. But everybody.
But I feel like it's just in the ultra Orthodox communities, right? Or is it spread to Regs, Brooklyn?
But it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter because
it's just around. It just takes one person to be on a bus to an area that has a lot of Orthodox
measles
people.
Is contagious. Like you can cough on somebody and give them measles. It doesn't.
Oh, really?
It doesn't. You don't have to like scratch them.
And what if I was vaccinated for the measles already?
You'd
be even better looking than you already are. So go and do it.
My cousin from Buffalo was coming to New York, and she has a 4-month-old who's not vaccinated yet because at 4 months old they don't get vaccinated.
Did she bring the pizza?
She didn't bring the pizza, but she's bringing the kid to hang out in Brooklyn and like put an actual message on Facebook. And she's someone who is usually
racist enough to use.
Usually
Facebook.
just very vocal about people who are anti-vaxxers and. She's like, the kid's 4 months old. He's unvaccinated. And she's scared to bring him to Brooklyn.
I don't blame her.
I don't blame her at all. I mean, we were Shanae again. I was speaking to her today because she had asked about it. She hadn't heard. She's in Bed-Stuy though. I don't know why she hadn't heard it, but anyway, because I feel like it's going around. My mom is how I knew. She texted me. She says, "Hey, good thing you got. Good thing
I gave you that MMR shot when you were younger."
Is that the one that used to give you the round?
Jeremy, I'm looking at your immunization card right now. I'm looking at your old school picture and your immunization card.
Okay, yep, you're good. You can go to any public park you like.
That was a tuberculosis test. That was a tuberculosis test.
Oh.
And if you tested positive, then you would get a chest X-ray.
Oh, but you'd have that scar forever, right? My dad has one.
Oh no, that's like a polio shot or something.
Back in the 50s when they
that's like a polio shot.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Thanks for clarifying.
Thanks, polio. Yeah. I just remember a lot of people from the 50s, 60s.
Yeah, you couldn't have killed Mitch McConnell. I asked you to take one guy.
One guy. one shithead.
One guy.
Yeah. What else is going on, gents? What I know you just talked about it, but you went to get a baby update. How that's
Baby update?
the
Oh,
level?
you want a baby update? Baby
I'd love a
update's
baby
great.
update.
We got to see 3D pictures of the baby's face.
First time.
And now
right?
everybody is like, I've seen the face, and they tell me exactly what the gender is, and I'm like, you guys are crazy because it looks like a baby, and
Twins.
and a brand new baby looks like a brand new baby. If it's wearing a blue hat,
Twins.
maybe it's a boy. Who even knows? Like, tell me what it is.
For sure, though, it's not twins.
For sure, though, it's not twins.
What interests me in the you said it was 3D, the imaging.
Yeah, it's weird.
They just
They're
go
able
around
to-
the belly or
I was-
whatever.
I mean, I
Well,
don't.
did the
It's
kid-
the same way as it's the same like ultrasound thing, and they're just able to like
Right, but did
put it into 3D mode.
Did the kid get a day rate from Rockstar? And did he have to wear? Did he have to wear the orange ping pong balls on his?
Yeah, I had to make the fetus say it's Jizzle Jr.
Tommy.
Tommy Jr.
Tommy.
Lil Pete.
All right, I'll take myself out.
So that's a good baby update.
No, it was
Very.
a good baby update. It was a couple of weeks ago. We went in and there was
Too much amniotic fluid, and they were bugging out about it a little bit. Not bugging out, but just like we got to monitor.
They sent you home with a siphon.
no. They said
Just
that's
jam it in there.
Gestation siphon.
No, they just. I guess there's supposed to be a certain amount, and if there's too much of it, there could be nothing. It could be a heavy.
There's all kinds of
It
reasons.
could be a heavy pee day for the baby.
Yeah,
it could be
exactly.
it could
Baby's
be a
gonna
blood
drink it
sugar
all.
thing.
Baby's
It
gonna
could be
drink it
too
all.
much sugar.
Oh, oh.
But what they do worry about is that sometimes it can be a problem with swallowing because in the ultrasounds and all that stuff,
they can't really like see inside, larynx and like check to see how everything is like moving.
Developing. Or,
so they're like, well, it could be a sign that the baby's not, swallowing properly, but the baby had a full bladder and like the kidneys were full and the belly was full. So
Already
it's just,
changing
like,
diapers in utero. It's
Ooh,
crazy.
pretty much.
Yeah.
pretty
asking
much.
for meal penalties, and
Yeah.
when you see that thing hitting the belly, that's a mocap ball.
That's a mocap ball.
That's Michael.
Yeah.
But that's good. So when we went back,
That was what they were checking for, and the fluid is just fine.
Awesome.
just fine.
Is there a
So-
baby registry we want to know about?
A baby registry?
Yeah.
I'm done. I'm done shopping. I'm done with. I got my
Oh,
gift. It's
God.
in the mail. It's coming.
Thank you guys.
Yeah, I'm sure there is a registry.
Our
I'm not
gift.
gonna-
I'm sorry.
Should I plug it on
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
podcast?
What's it
I don't
called?
feel like
What's it called?
I feel uncomfortable.
Yeah,
doing
give
that.
it the link to your baby registry.
I feel very uncomfortable.
You could
doing
spell
that.
it out because I'm sure it's a lot of numbers and letters.
Sooner or later, the baby will like beer. So
I mean,
just get a
look,
ton of
here's the
that.
deal. If we don't get everything that we want at the shower and there's things that we need, fine, I'll throw it up on the registry.
They
If
still-
I've given you enjoyment over the years, pay for something for my kid.
Give me a diaper genie. Give me a diaper genie because I've laid some stinkers over the years. My dad can't recommend the diaper genie enough, and they're giving me no money to say this.
The
yeah.
baby was at a jounce show on Saturday.
Did
at
the baby
Union
get
Hall.
arrested?
No, but my parents came and my mom was very distraught that
Kate was there because we are a loud band and was worried about the sound being too loud for the baby. And I was like, Mom,
Mom, do you
I said,
realize
Mom, stick your fingers in your ear, is what I did.
Yeah.
I said, do you hear the difference? Now times that by, 10.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Like,
thought you were going
it's-
to say, Mom.
I'm just saying,
Plus the baby has too much
the
fluid,
sound
so
wave,
it's like-
the sound
yeah.
waves are not going to hurt the baby, and I don't think the loudness is going to come through and destroy eardrums the same
She
way.
said, Mom, don't worry.
I lost way more hearing that. I lost
Caitlin's
way
got
more
this
hearing on
tamale
Saturday than
in
the
her
kid.
pants that negates all of the sound waves.
It would all make sense.
Caitlin's got this acoustically absorbent tamale
You're-
that
Hey,
You're
I would
close,
say
though,
I
because-
would say that a corn tamale would, if you had, much like
You need a
there's
wall of
soundproofing around here, you could have edible soundproofing and it's just tamale.
oh, that's
Tamale
a
King
great-
Studios. I think it's time to move to Tamale
Look,
King Studios.
well, we're gonna no.
I was.
He can keep Seltzer King Studio. You and I are gonna
No,
start Tamale
Tamale.
Kings, and we're
That's
gonna
fine.
go after.
Yeah.
We're gonna go after.
Fresh B.
Fresh Beat, the Bradshaw Boys.
And what are the other one? The Gilmore's
Gilmore
boys.
guys.
basic-
Gilmore's guys.
Yeah.
We're gonna do Bradshaw Boys, but only in Spanish.
Oh.
It's gonna be great. That's that
Not
way
sure
we
the
won't.
translation,
That
but-
way we won't get in trouble.
It'll be Los Lobos Bradshaw.
Do you
The Bradshaw
I-
Wolves.
El Bradshaw Yeah.
The Bradshaw Wolf.
I was at that show and I saw your mom taking all of the coats, all of the bags,
And tying them around
No.
Caitlin's
Not
abdomen
true.
to try and muffle the
She
sound.
built a wall, much like our president wants to do. She built a wall in front of the baby's belly.
Oh,
Did she
try to
really
put
do
baby-
that?
100% did. 100% did.
She was making a sonic barrier.
Which
She doesn't realize that of the.
Bless her.
She didn't
You
know
know,
about
God
the
bless your mother.
acoustic
my
tamale.
gosh.
Yeah.
She was also taking lots of video, and I remember seeing her. We were in the middle of a song, and I saw my mom taking video on her phone with
The light on.
the light on. And I'm like, that is a no-no.
Classic
That's an
mom.
absolute no-no, Mom.
It's a memory, but just more intense.
Oh God.
And well lit.
and we were opening for this band called Drown Your Boots, who are very good.
And they're like,
Drown.
Drown Your
Your
Boots.
Boots.
drown your boots. And
Which you got incorrect at the head of the show.
I
and
said
then,
drown the boots. And then I said I meant drown your boots. It's okay. I don't
but
care.
you recovered well. You said something
I
like,
said it, and immediately before anybody else said it, I said,
oopsies.
I was
That's a great
I
way
was
to-
It happens.
sleepy. I
And
was
that- you
sleepy
gotta
dad
own
last
it. You
Saturday.
gotta
I'm
own
sorry
it.
I couldn't make your
Oh,
it's
show.
okay,
today.
man.
dude, you've been working your ass off,
Yeah.
man.
Seriously.
Be working tomorrow morning.
That's insane. I don't do that shit.
You don't work a Saturday. You get a little 6-day pay.
I don't know. I would rather hang out with the gal and just sit around and go eat food and do
Farmers
life
market.
things. Oh,
Little
I'd love
farmers
to do
market?
that. Yeah,
I think I'm going
absolutely.
to try and do that still.
Which
tomorrow.
one though? Which one you go to?
I don't know if we'll have enough time.
If you're in the car, come over. We'll go with you to the one by the
Negative.
the arches.
No, I'm working over in Forest Hills, and then I'll be coming
Oh.
back to Greenpoint.
Gotcha.
So
That's a much better commute. Forest Hills to Greenpoint, not
Yes.
Forest Hills to
Parks,
Grand
yeah.
Army Plaza too.
Or that, yes. Yes.
Mhm.
if you value your weekends,
I do.
I'm saying everyone values their weekends. There's just not everybody's weekend is Saturday, Sunday. Sometimes people's weekends are Monday, Tuesday.
Tuesdays. Yeah.
Sometimes they're
Yeah.
Wednesday, Thursday. Sometimes if you're working on a job with an Orthodox director,
Full of measles.
your weekend is Friday, Saturday, and your work week is Sunday to Thursday.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
See, I've done smaller films like that where I've done 6-day jobs where you have to work that Saturday as well as the rest of the week, which is a horrible thing. But I just
6-day weeks were always a harbinger of some
Horrible.
bad. We didn't.
Yeah.
We just knew.
yeah, good. It's good because it sucks your soul right out of you. But anyway, my point is,
How much soul could you possibly have left at this point?
there's some soul to suck.
Okay.
Yeah,
Hey, still soul to suck.
there's a Red Hot Chili Pepper song just waiting to be made.
Oh God,
Soul to
soul to suck. Oh, you know what?
Where I
They must
go, I just don't know.
I get my tamales fresh from Mexico.
Tamale Kings? Yeah.
Now, I think the Grips must have heard me complaining about the music in the studio.
Oh,
the music
on
in
the
the shop?
podcast?
No, about the music in the shop because I had characterized it as like Bagel Bites music earlier. Did I tell you guys about that?
I think
It was
we
like-
talked about this on the last episode.
There was just a lot of Green Day and a lot of Nirvana, but just, I mean, and I don't fault either of those bands for anything. It was just like a lot of whiny stuff. So they have been flipping around the radio instead. So I got to hear New Country instead.
Oh, I
today.
don't know if that's better or worse.
I would
WFMU, man.
always hear.
FMU.
I
That's
would
what you need.
always hear '90s
Music like that over New Country.
Mhm.
That sounds like
Yeah, I
bad
feel like I
hip-
may have.
bad hip hop and twang. There
What
you
about
go.
Old Town
I'm already hating on
He's
something
hating us
new.
up. What about Old Town Road?
It's
I
something
think we
I
can
don't
all
even,
agree on that. Yeah.
It's something I don't even know about. I just know that when I hear
hear it on the radio while we're driving across the country.
Not
it goes
all-
off as
not-
fast as it comes on.
Not all country released in the last 10 years is garbage, but a lot of it is. And you don't have to take my word for it. There's somebody
Wow.
who's taken the trouble.
Do you get to say that because you did one of those?
Ba-da-ba. I would like to throw my hat in the ring as supporting LeVar Burton to replace Alex Trebek after he dies from his horrible cancer.
Again, with the Alex Trebek hate.
Hey, if it makes you feel any better, all those dogs in those episodes that threatened Danny
They're all dead,
are
yes.
dead now.
That is correct.
Is that true? Does LeVar Burton want to be?
I just think he's a good idea. Who knows? Let's ask him. Hey, LeVar.
I think Drew Carey's going to get that job.
Another job he didn't deserve. God.
he's
So you lose 100 pounds. That's all it takes. All it takes. I mean, other people have
Are
turned.
you just mad because when we did
Whose line is it anyway?
we did SF Sketchfest and Were you there that year?
Go ahead.
He was there. I mean, he's there all the time, and he was like,
No.
he was sitting. It was like an after party, and he was just sitting around a table of like Wheel
Hotel
of Fortune
lobby.
ladies.
Yeah.
Is what it felt like. He was just commanding court over these like.
Holding court.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do they have a name? Should we fact check that? What's the name of the ladies on
Contestants?
No. You're talking
I don't know. What I'm
they're
saying.
the ladies
like they could
that
be in the.
show the
letter
goods.
turners.
Yeah, well, if in Jeopardy's case, yes. But in
No, Jeopardy's got
What?
no. Jeopardy's
What
got
are you
no.
talking?
Jeopardy has none.
We're getting this all
Wheel of
confused.
Fortune
Vanna
definitely
White,
has Vanna
Vanna White is
But
Wheel of
what
Fortune.
you're talking about has a bunch of ladies like when the car spins around and there's a
It's
lady
like what
like,
the Price is Right.
You're talking about prices, right? Yes.
And those are like the spokesmodels. Or
And
whatever.
what are you talking about?
No, that's exactly what I'm talking.
Okay,
Thank you.
okay, great. We got that out of the way.
Thank you.
Oh, gentlemen, we're coming very
Hard
rapidly
upon.
at the end of this episode. So if there's anything deep down in your hearts you want to get out to the world, now's the time.
I said a lot.
Yeah.
I feel like I've gone from tamales to getting jacked to my mom being nervous about
Hearing loss.
hearing loss, fetal hearing loss.
Yeah, fetal hearing loss actually was.
That's guilt. That's good.
was my-
That's really
was my
bad
first
parental
metal band.
guilt, man.
Fetal hearing loss.
Fetal hearing loss is
First
a
metal
great
band.
metal band.
Hi,
do it.
my name is Danny Tamborelli, and I'm Michael C. Morona.
And we're here to talk to you about fetal hearing loss.
That's a PSA.
But it could also be our
Are
opening.
you
stage
always
pattern.
blowing an air horn into your wife's belly? Don't do it.
You did grow up in the kid is going to grow up in Crown Heights, so he could just be dance halled to hell.
Oh my
He
gosh.
could be dance halled, air horned all day.
I was saying that. I was like,
come
what are
on
we
out,
gonna do?
baby.
What are we gonna do
Come on out.
for the parade? That was like Junebug's gonna be
Very
3
young.
months old,
Yeah.
4 months old. Like there's so much like smoke, like roti, and
Action.
there's a million people on my block.
You'll have to
She's
erect
like,
a
yeah,
protective tamale.
we're just gonna probably hang out. We won't be on the street this year. I said we could be on the street
I mean, you guys got the view. I don't know why you'd leave your apartment. Because we went there a couple years
because
ago.
we don't really have the view because the beautiful.
You have a fourth floor overlooking Eastern Avenue.
Well,
Yes,
Megan
yes,
McCain is going to
but-
retire.
But the
George Behar
no
is gone.
guys, I have trees that you can't see anything. You got to be down. On
Oh, you got trees, bro?
Yeah, I got trees.
You got trees?
Yeah,
Trees?
yeah. I got lots of trees.
Trees?
I have so many trees that I'm waking up with a headache and stuffy every morning
that's
because they're
that's
starting
marijuana's
to.
fault.
That's pollen.
Different
what?
trees.
Yeah.
No. This is pollen, not marijuana.
No, okay. Marijuana.
Marijuana.
It's a miracle.
It's a miracle one.
The only time you get sniffy and like allergic to weed is when the weed
itself is moldy. So
What?
that's a
True.
pro.
That
That's
is
a pro tip.
That's very-
Don't open up weed and look and be like, "Wow, it's so white and crystally." It's like, well, that's actually probably mold.
and you should not
No,
smoke it.
This
crystal
is,
is not mold.
This
No,
is
you
White,
can
white
see,
if
but
you break
can
it up
see-
inside is
this
definitely
has
you can
been
see
your
it.
fetal hearing loss PSA.
Oh, right, right. We're
brought to you by weed.
this is. Do we all need to take ADD drugs right now? Because I feel like no. Okay,
Sure.
good. Just making sure.
No, but it is time.
Because
for
we're
your-
not trying to
It
focus
is time
here.
for your anti-glaucoma medication, Dan. Let's go.
I don't have any.
Thanks,
glaucoma.
Yes.
Oh,
thanks
it's
everybody
anti.
for watching.
Yeah, give a look on the Last Podcast Network. They're doing some great shit. And also, congratulations to Henry Zabrowski and his beautiful
beautiful
fiance getting married this weekend, I believe.
Let's do it.
Something like that. Yeah. Natalie.
Join
and
the
Henry,
club,
congratulations.
people.
Married.
We got more.
Congratulations.
Also check us out, DannyandMike.com. Also on Patreon, patreon.com/DannyandMike with the N spelled out.
With the end spelled out.
And you can find Michael C. on the Twitter at Michael C. Morona. You can
Freshly back from Twitter.
You can find Danny on there
Jail.
at D Tamborelli or at Danny Tamborelli on the Instas, and I am at Remy Balin on most things. Thank you all so much for tuning in.
You did a great job.
Doing all
being
that with
an
one
on-air
breath.
producer with
Yeah.
one breath. That's
Yeah,
true.
Thanks, man. Thanks, both of you.
So,
Thanks, man.
your helicopter's here.
Gotta go. Bye.
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 The Adventures of Danny and Mike stars Danny Tamborelli and Michael C. Morona. The show is produced by me, Jeremy Balin. This podcast is part of the Last Podcast Network, which can be found at lastpodcastnetwork.com. Make sure to check that out for a ton of great shows. For more information on the guys, visit our website at dannyandmike.com. Also look us up on Twitter at Danny and Mike with the N spelled out, and on Facebook at facebook.com/The Adventures of Danny and Mike. Thanks for listening.
This show is made possible by listeners like you. Thanks to our ad sponsors. You can support our shows by supporting them. For more shows like the one you just listened to, go to lastpodcastnetwork.com.